I can't believe this. No, wait a minute, hold on. No, you gotta be kidding. What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer. And you might remember when I showed you guys these two, the Xbox Series S and Series X. Unfortunately, these were not working models, but looky, y'all. Over here we have the actual Xbox Series X, a functioning unit. It is a little bit early, so it's like a prototype, but it is gonna be able to function very similar to what we are gonna see come to consumers. And today we're gonna talk about some of the cool features that you're gonna be able to get on Xbox Series X. And one that's gonna be really important is that backwards compatibility. So we're gonna check out some of these games. Now in this video, unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to show you guys the interface, so you might see a few cuts as we do different things, just so I can make sure I'm not leaking the interface to you guys. I'm not gonna be that guy. Let somebody else mess up and show you, but we're going to edit out anything that shows the interface, so you might see a few more cuts in this video than normal. All right, guys, so got my controller in hand. I'm ready to go. So we're gonna be using Xbox's Game Pass to get some games that have been released already so that we can kind of take a look at the backwards compatibility features. And we're gonna take a look and see how these games perform on an Xbox Series X and maybe do some side-by-side comparisons to the One X. So I actually got quite a few games downloading from Game Pass right now. If you guys don't have Xbox Game Pass, you should probably get on it. I personally like having it subscribed to my Xbox account because not only does it give you Xbox Live Gold if you go for like the Ultimate Edition, I think it's like $5 more, but you get access to, I think they've got over 100 different titles. So you can play tons of different games. They've actually got some solid titles up here. Final Fantasy 15 being one of my favorites. You got Gears of War, all of them, literally all of them available. Monster Hunter World. Now that is going to be very interesting. I want to see how Monster Hunter World performs on the Series X. That is a huge game, very, very big world. I want to see what those load times are like. So we're gonna go through all of that. All right, Jay, so what game do we play first?
Final Fantasy.
All right, this is a beautiful looking game overall. This is of course in HDR. Now, let's say if I jumped into another game, the Xbox Series X has a feature called Quick Resume that basically lets you jump in between different games without really skipping a beat. You know, if you were to jump out of one game and go into another, typically, you have to go through those loading screens, all those different little intros where all the company's names pops up and all that. But let's pop open another game right now. So boom, just clicked Forza. As you can see in the top right corner, it says Quick Resume, right? Because we already had this open. We're gonna see how long it takes to actually jump in. That's no time. I guess I stopped playing once I crashed. That's pretty legit, I'm not gonna lie. We skipped a lot of stuff going in between different games. Let's go back to Final Fantasy real quick. Boom, just pressed it. Got Quick Resume in the top right. And you do get like this one little loading screen for the initial game. And you are right back into playing. Now, I'm kind of curious. How many different games can you have in rotation while you're doing this? So let's get some other games open. All right, now we have Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Not super crazy about this game, not gonna lie. But let's see. We jump right back in there. So that's 3 games so far. Let's try another game. Warzone, also with Quick Resume. So I guess I got signed out, so sign back in. Okay, so we've got Warzone going over here. I'm not gonna jump into a match and jump right out because that would be horrible for my team. Let's try another game. All right, so we'll open Crackdown. This one we just opened for the first time. Yeah, this is not a Quick Resume. I didn't play this one just yet. So we're actually in the game right now. Let's go back to Final Fantasy. All right, so we just pressed it. Quick Resume still seems to be going. Still see it in the top right. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna throw on some Monster Hunter. This is game number 6. Yes. Now, this is a game I'm gonna wanna test extensively because Load times on the Xbox Series X, this thing should be even more fun to play because it should be a much faster experience. Let's jump back to Forza. All right. Yeah. It looks like if you're playing a few different games, you're cycling between them, you're not really gonna have to worry about, losing your place. You're gonna be able to jump right back in. That's a big deal, you guys, because I know me personally, whenever I start a game, you gotta knock out like 3-4 minutes just to actually get into the content. With this, you're in there within seconds. So now, what's gonna be interesting to see? What if we turn it off, turn it back on? Do we still have access to all those different quick resumes? Turn off the console, wait for it to chill, turn it back on, jump into Forza, and then we'll see if we can jump between all those different games. All right, so we're right back in Forza. We turned on the Xbox, but that's not too surprising to me because you can do that with like an Xbox One X. When you turn it back on, it'll get right back into your game. But I do want to see if we still have access to those quick resumes. All right, Warzone still says quick resume. So that's good. Am I gonna see the little guy running around? So Warzone does these checks. I guess it's an online game, so it kind of makes sense. But you're killing my vibe, bro. Okay, well, this is kind of where I left off. Let's go back to Final Fantasy. Quick resume, okay.
That's pretty impressive.
It's very impressive. That's right. Just a few seconds. Let's go back to Crackdown real quick, just to make sure this is legit. Okay, Crackdown, quick resume in the top right. Oh no, we're good, man. We're good. This is nice. This is honestly a game changer for folks who are always switching it up and playing different games. This is legit. This is awesome. So that's one of the Xbox Series X's biggest features, that quick resume. Being able to jump right into games is so nice. But I want to take a deeper look into backwards compatibility and see just how improved these load times are. All right, so we got Monster Hunter going on the Xbox One X now, and I'm just kind of curious to see if it's going to look any different, see what the speeds are, kind of do some side-by-side comparisons. No, wait a minute, hold on. This scene looked a lot better when I watched it on the Series X. No way, I can't believe this. We're about to get these in sync and have them at the exact same part soon. So then we'll be able to really see side by side if there is any big graphical difference. All right guys, so this was just crazy. I'm waiting to get to a part in the game where we can save, then I can go back into the settings and make sure the game is fully downloaded. So we are getting all the graphical textures that we need. But while we were waiting, I was getting ahead of Jay in the game. And it's crazy because I was sitting on a loading screen for a long time. This is Monster Hunter. And then he caught up with his loading screen because his was so much faster. And we are almost at the exact same part. You can see it on the screens here. I'm just a teeny tiny bit ahead of him, but oh man, whoa. The load times, guys, they're next level. Okay, so straight up textures. Oh man. Okay, so first off the frames. This little cog here, the wheel, on the Series X, it looks so much smoother than over here on the One X. Okay, so let's enter view mode. So this game has a view mode so we can look at certain areas on the screen. Call me crazy, but I feel like I definitely see a difference. Okay guys, so as you can see, we made some changes here. We didn't want to have two different panels potentially influencing our decision on what looks better. So now we have the exact same panels on both sides, so we can really sit there and pixel peep. I'm still going with the fact that this guy looks a lot better. Not to mention the frame rate is still looking so much better on the Series X. Okay, so this confirms to me that there are backwards compatible games that will just look better on the Series X, which is nice. Now, I don't know if we'll be seeing this across all backwards compatible games. But for Monster Hunter World, there's definitely a difference, which tells me that there is a possibility for developers to put a little bit more into games so that they look better on the newer consoles. Now, we gotta show you guys these load times, because it's ridiculous. I'm gonna quit these games because the first loading screen to get into the games is pretty horrible, so we're gonna see the difference. Open. All right, so now we got them both running. Oh, Xbox Series X already on the Capcom screen. This is still showing Monster Hunter World, the very first loading screen. Oh, wow. Yo, are you serious? The One X is crushing it. I mean, the Series X is crushing it. Okay, so we'll just wait for this guy to catch up. The One X, wow, I'm so shocked at the difference. Whoa. You hear it in the marketing and all that, like, you know, it's so much faster, but guys, it really is. Okay, so the Series X was ready to go into the game way faster. So let's go ahead and get to that first loading screen when you get into the actual world. Boom. Look at that Jeez. You gotta be kidding. I'm in the game. I'm ready to do my thing now. This guy is still trying to figure out where you were last. Oh, jeez. No, you gotta be kidding. And I can't stress the fact that this is a backwards compatible game. Imagine the games that were straight up made for the Series X and how much faster those are gonna be. This is what I've been waiting for since they announced the PlayStation 3. When I was like in junior high school, everybody was like, oh, PlayStation 3 is coming out, load times, what are those? Yeah, we knew what they were for a long time after that PlayStation 3 came out. This is my first time experiencing that dream where load times are finally becoming a joke. I can't believe it, Jay. Did you see how long that took?
This is the first time I feel like those ads are real.
Exactly, like it's not just marketing. So we're in game, right? Let's go into, I guess, the character's tent. There's another loading screen there, and just see one more loading example. So let's go into the tent. Okay, that one wasn't so bad, but still, the Series X just it still beat it. It still beat it pretty nicely. This game is like the perfect example because Monster Hunter loading screens are abysmal. So when it comes to playing a game like this, I'm already seeing better graphics. I'm seeing better performance. There are more dropped frames on the One X. The Series X looks a lot smoother, and we're seeing faster speeds. So that's everything you want in the next console. You want all those three things. You want it to look better, you want it to perform better, and you want it to be faster. And it's checking all of those boxes. So the performance jump is there, and this is not even a game made for the Series X. So one more thing I want to touch on that you'll be getting with the Xbox Series X when it comes to backwards compatible games is auto HDR. And basically what that means is games that weren't meant to be in HDRs, they weren't developed to be in HDR, the Series X can actually go ahead and add HDR support to games without it impacting performance. So a game like Sunset Overdrive over here, not meant to be in HDR, but it is clearly in HDR. You can see lots of, well, I can't pause it, but you can see lots of things like explosions, and this is at night. So it's like a pretty dark map, but you've got really bright areas as well. I mean, that's pretty cool considering this thing was not meant to be played in HDR. It's just been added thanks to the power of the Series X. So let's say there were a few games for the Xbox One that you had your eye on, but you never wanted to invest in the Xbox One for whatever reason. You can actually get the Series X and buy those games and feel pretty confident that you're not going to be playing with some old, outdated looking graphics. You'll get faster frame rates, HDR support for certain games, better graphics. I feel like you could buy with confidence when it comes to the older backwards compatible games, and still come out with a really solid experience. But all right, guys, that about wraps it up for this video. Hopefully you got some insight to how the backwards compatibility works with the Xbox Series X and just what kind of impact it has on the older games. So there's still a lot more to find out about the Series X. More videos will be coming, so if you are not subscribed to the channel already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you can know exactly when those videos drop. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, be the cool guy or girl that gives this video a thumbs up. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace. I think it's dope.